So as we visit with you, we have only one intention really, and that is to help you to allow yourself to be all that you really are, because we know that there isn't anything that will bog you down. There isn't anything that will bum you out. There isn't anything that will break your heart. There isn't anything that will disappoint you. There isn't anything that will hurt you in any other way. There is nothing. There is no assertion of anything unwanted. The only thing that ever could cause pain to you is you not allowing you to be you. That's all. That's all it is. So when you get that and you recognize that moment by moment you're having emotional guidance that lets you know, hey, I'm me. You know how I know I'm me? I'm frisky. I feel fabulous. I'm clear-minded. I'm flexible. I feel good about life. I want to romp. I want to skip. I want to sing. And so everything that we talk about is about you being consciously aware of this possible gap and then deliberately doing something about closing it by reaching for the thoughts that feel better, by reaching for the thoughts that allow you to be all that life has caused you to become. Sometimes as we visit with our physical friends, and you are a group who could very well be completely accepted from this because you seem to know who you are. But often our physical friends are so focused upon the manifestation of what is that they let all of their emotional response be to what is manifested. And we want to constantly remind them that what's manifested is old news. That where it's really at is in this vortex. Where it's really at is it's in this energy that's moved forward. Where it's really at and where your joy really is in the getting up to speed with all that you have become. Now, we don't want to give you any misunderstanding. You can never really get completely up to speed with everything that you are because you're continually expanding. The contrast that you're living is causing you to continue to ask, and because you continue to ask, the larger part of you continues to become, and that larger part of you continues to call you home to who you are. And you can tell by the way you feel whether you're going or not. Now we want to say to you, you're going. You're going. The question is, are you going willingly? Because when you have your death experience, you will go. In other words, this vortex will have its way with you. You will become the whole of all that you are. We just don't think you should have to croak to come into alignment with who you are. We think that you have the ability to feel your way there. We think you can love your way into alignment. We think you can praise your way into alignment. We think you can compliment your way into alignment. We think you can dance your way into alignment. We think you can love your way into alignment. And we know, and you know too, we've never seen anyone motivate themselves into the vortex. Because the vortex is who you really are, and it's always summoning you. It's the inspiration that takes you in. So if someone is standing outside the vortex, criticizing you for something, trying to motivate you, it's sort of like standing outside trying to kick you in. And we say, you really don't need anyone to help you into your vortex, because you have the energy that creates worlds in there summoning you. You have the source within you in there summoning you. You have all that you have become in there summoning you. You just got to know that this state of being exists, and you just got to know that how you feel is your indicator of whether you're aligned with who you are or not, and then do whatever it takes moment by moment to do it. We have some manifestation cards. This particular one is health and the law of attraction. These are money and the law of attraction. These are the best manifestation cards that have ever been put together on the face of the earth. We wrote them. So let's say that you're having a hard time financially, or there is something not going right in your life, and in this case, let's say it's finances. And so you've heard about these wonderful cards, and you've heard about affirmation, and so you say, I'm going to do something about shifting my energy. I'm going to do something about improving my point of attraction relative to money. I'm going to study these cards. And life has been hard for me, you say, and I don't have enough money, and this is going to help, I know it is. And so you take the cards and you begin. You say, I do not need to have money to attract money. Well, that's fortunate. I have control over the thoughts I think. Sure, I do. My financial success does not require hard work. I'm going to mail this to my employer. There is no shortage of money or time. Who writes this stuff? The law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. That sucks. So the point that we're making is that when you are outside the vortex, when you're outside what you want, when you're not feeling good, when you're not tuned in, tapped in, turned on, when you are focused upon something that is going wrong and you decide, I will affirm, I will speak the positive words, we want you to understand that what you really do is you just dig in your heels and amplify the energy right where you are. It's sort of, have you ever had an argument with someone or a disagreement where you're sure that they're wrong and they're sure that you're wrong, and you're just sort of nose to nose, both speaking what you know is the right thing and neither one hearing the other one at all, and both of you digging in deeper and being sure about the rightness of your position? Well, you do that with yourself when you try too hard, when you effort, when you try to motivate yourself from outside the vortex. So what we're saying to you is this business of creating, it's not about action, it's not about words, it's about vibrational alignment. It's about allowing yourself to become a vibrational match to who you really are. When you affirm from outside the vortex, when you effort, when you struggle, when you try, all that happens is you amplify the vibration of resistance that you've already got going on. And you make yourself unavailable to the vortex that really wants you, the vortex who is calling you. So one of the first things that we always want to help people to come to personal understanding of is that the larger part of you is source energy in your vortex, aware of you, and not just what you were before you were born into this physical body, but the evolved being as a result of that which you have been doing while you've been here. In other words, the larger part of you has become so much more because you have done what you came to do. You sifted and you sorted and you decided and you expanded, you evolved, you are an eternal being. This is the process of that, you see. So as your vortex has evolved, as the being that you really are has evolved, you have one thing and one thing only to be aware of, and that is, how do I stand right here, right now, in relationship to who I really am? And the emotion of love, the emotion of appreciation, your emotions are your key to let you know how you're doing. So we are eager to visit with you about anything that is important to you. You will notice as you watch and hear and participate that our primary intention is to stand inside your vortex where you are, calling you in through the path of least resistance, in the way that is easiest for you to find your way there. We want you to understand that this is not a gathering where we come holding all the answers and you come holding all the questions. It is a gathering of co-creation at its best. You don't even have to sit in this chair to participate, because the thought of that which you are, the thoughts that you have as we are moving along, the energy of who you are, it's all part of this magnificent mix. And you will notice as we are moving through the hours that we are together today, that whether you sit here and verbalize or whether you sit out there and just think and be who you are, that we will hear you clearly, and there is nothing that will be left unanswered as we are moving through this day. We also want you to recognize that It isn't just about questions and answers. It's about expansion and evolution. This gathering has never been before into all of the universe. This is a unique gathering of that which is you and that which is us. Your inner beings are all gathered. In other words, the source within you is present. And so as we play together, talking about the details of things that are important to you, what you are going to feel is the expansion of this vortex. You're going to feel expansion of ideas. We're going to take thought beyond that which it has ever been before. Now, you're doing that all day, every day. You certainly don't need us for that. But what this gathering is going to demonstrate in a way that we are certain that you will feel is that as together we come to these new places, you will feel in the beginning of these launches of these rockets, you will feel this new expanded place to which you may not be up to speed in the moment that it is launched. But as we chew together, you're going to feel yourself coming up to speed. And as you come up to speed with it, the same knowing that we hold about the subject that is at hand will be your knowing as well. Because you will be a vibrational match to that which we have collectively expanded to. You see how it works? Cherry and Esther were just with friends and us on a Panama Canal cruise. It was very interesting because they went through some of the locks of the canal, and this massive ship needed to be raised 84 feet. 84 feet. That's what the difference in the water level was from one body of water to the other. There was no rocket ship that launched them, fortunately. It would have been hard on the ship and the passengers if it had happened in that way. Instead, something very clever that was set into motion a long, long time ago. The ship moved in to a lock, and the gate was closed behind them. And then water was added to the lock until the ship was raised. And then, when the ship and the water around it was at the same level as the next lock, the gates opened, and the ship just moved gently, ease and flow, into the next lock. And then again, the gates were closed, more water was added, the ship raised more, the gates were open, and in they went again. Until this massive ship with all of these passengers was moved easily, effortlessly, painlessly from one vibrational place, so to speak, to another. We thought the analogy was so appropriate because so often when you're not where you want to be, you badger yourself, or you force yourself, or you effort yourself. You try so hard. It's like trying to jump the 84 feet with this big ship. And we want you to know that if you'll just chill, if you'll just stop doing that thing you do that's keeping you in that resistant vibration, your vibration will raise, the locks to your vortex will open, and in you will go, you see. It is not supposed to be hard for you. Life is supposed to feel good to you. Life is supposed to be fun for you. You are genius creators who have come forth into this magnificent time-space reality. Best environment ever for deliberate creation. You've come because you are creators.